Awesome. Like Sean, gotcha. Okay.
All right, we're live streaming.
We're live streaming. Perfect.
All right. Hello. Happy Monday to you guys. It is September, just coming out of the holiday weekend. So the Monday night call on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Monday night.
Are you
call.
hopping to this at the beginning?
Yep.
Wow.
Let's rock it out. And then we'll have all the time at the end.
Okay.
To digest.
You're switching it up.
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Boss Man. Go for it.
I can't right now. So go ahead.
You couldn't share the screen?
I'm trying.
Oh. See.
Just start talking.
Oh.
You can do this.
Well, you kind of threw me for starting there. I think you got it. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
So you guys, in literally 29 minutes, Master Pro 10 Amy Holmwood is going to be on the Flip the Switch opportunity call, which is going to be on the official Life Vantage Facebook page. Yes, that can be shared into your over to your own personal page. You can tag people on there. She is absolutely incredible. She validates the heck out of the product. She validates the heck out of the business. And she is an absolutely incredible woman. So even if you're staying on after this tonight, go back later and in activity mode, not action mode, while you're cooking, cleaning, doing something. If you don't have somebody on there live, definitely listen to her. Your belief will be built, and then you can add more people, tag more people to it, let them know. Amy is such an incredible asset to the company. Very, very good. And then Thursday, we're going to be learning from Brenda Shields. As you guys all know, our Carrie Dickey on Down team every single Thursday, and it's been going like this since the very beginning of Sean and I being in Life Vantage. Every Thursday at 8:30 Central, you can see other time zones, somebody does an opportunity meeting. Always absolutely incredible. And here we go. Who is registered? Let's use the chat tonight, you guys. Let's have fun in the chat. Let's see where everybody is from. Make sure you are registered in either Austin, Denver, Salt Lake City in person or virtual, Helena, Montana, Orlando, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, or Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You guys, and if you are virtual, yes, Marisa? You see, oh, okay. If you are virtual, here's the thing, like, get with your teams, get with everybody, be like, hey, here we are, we're all logging in at the same time. This is what's going to happen. Build that community. It is such an amazing time. And I love these so much, especially these in-person ones, because you're taking pictures, you're talking to people all across the country, up into different areas, and you're just sharing in the energy and the excitement of what's going on for Life Vantage as a whole. These things happen once a month, every third Saturday of every month from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock within your time zone. So go ahead, you can schedule these out for the whole year next year. It just will not be in October because we have convention. And then in December, I don't think they'll have it either for the holidays. But so November countdown, the third Saturday of the month, January, and the rest of them except for Elite Academy month. So make sure that you are there.
And I think I heard today that Sharice Matthews will be doing the virtual one today. So if you haven't seen her train before, you are in for a treat. So definitely get registered. I know that a lot of people are not registered. Sioux Falls is leading the pack.
Yes.
Phoenix, step it up. You got to get registered. All right, global is coming up as well too. Two different choices for that. There's the virtual, and then there is the in-person event too. Be fluid with the times and everything, because they're still trying to ensure that we're doing the in-person event as safe as we possibly can. So there's been a couple different changes since global was first announced, but the current schedule is up on the website and you can take a look there. Day one on Thursday the 7th is the leadership meeting for Premier Pro 6 and above, and then the elite reception. So it really gets kicked off on day two, Friday the 8th, with general session from 9 to 12, a break for lunch. If you are a month of action qualifier for the lunch, that's 12:30 to 1:30, and then general session number 2, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock on that Friday. We're not sure about that evening, what's going to happen at 7 o'clock yet, but currently there's going to be a welcome reception 7 to 9. And then third and fourth session are on Saturday the 9th, 9 to 12, 2 to 5 once again. So it's back really to the old format that we used to have for Elite Academies, which is awesome. But again, it's a little bit of a change if you had seen the schedule previously.
It's actually enhanced.
It's enhanced. It hasn't changed. It enhanced.
It's been enhanced for more education.
All
so
right,
we saw it and we're like, let's get some more value in there. Let's get some more value in there. So we're excited about the new enhancements. So Performance Club, as you guys all know, 2 new enrollments per month in the One Person Big Difference family, you guys. 2 new enrollments. And then if you get 100 in new personal volume, then you are in and you get to come into some exciting
stuff
and good stuff.
Performance Club, then go for the bonus pools. The qualifiers that get 5 new people, 500 new volume. Every time you do that, you get a share of the bonus pool. There's this awesome video that Michelle had sent over, but it doesn't play. So we will just talk about the promos for the incentive trip that will be announced at Global. They have a promotion going on right now in the month of September for you to earn points for a trip that is yet to be announced. So this is a head start. 2 different ways to earn points. The first is for enrolling packs. Premier and Elite packs are going to triple the amount of points that you would receive for doing that same activity in October. So get those packs in. It is for the Premier packs, the Elite packs. If you are in a country that doesn't have Premier and Elite, it is the Silver, Gold, and Platinum packs.
And I just want to say, you guys, I can't stress this enough. We can't stress this enough. It's triple. Like, I have massive FOMO knowing and understanding that it's triple points. In our 10 years, we've never seen them do this ever before. And yes, the trip is a bucket list trip. It is a bucket list trip that maybe, like, when you hear of it, you're going to be like, oh. So I don't want anybody to miss out. Yes, it is triple points. And yes, I did ask corporate. You do get more points on the triple points for the higher packs. So know that for the Premier pack and for the Elite pack, you do get triple points, but those points are going to be different for each of those. So we always encourage the bigger pack for many, many reasons, which we can talk about at some other time, but just FYI on that. This is a shareable that I have sent out in Telegram.
There's one more thing.
You
get a point for the activation and energy stack as well too. So NRF2 and Axial, any new customers that you get on that, anybody personally enrolled that gets on that, or if they upgrade as well this month as well too, Spot and Auto Ships this month will get you a point for the NRF2 and Axial stack.
Yes, and I can't stress this enough, you guys, because this, so a lot of people already even have this. I've even transitioned some of my customers that weren't on the activation stack because we didn't have the stack yet, and got it updated or upgraded and had that change done with corporate today. And so can you stay there? I have squirrel mode, so if Sean moves stuff on the screen,
we got a lot to get through.
I know, but this is really important. So that's, can you guys, you probably can't see that anymore. Okay, so that shareable that Sean had up there regarding the incentive, you guys, I highly recommend. It's in Telegram, it's in One Person, to print that out. I had already had one that I forgot about today that I had already done this month. And it will happen to you if you are really encouraging and doing, staying focused on the energy stack and also on the distributor to get these extra points. So print that out, put it up on your fridge, put it wherever in your office, and just start filling it out. And it's in front of you. So you will definitely remember. So we've already got a few points for changing those customers around.
All right, let's get into the training. We've got 20 minutes left before we start with the after hours special of last week's homework. So we want to jump into this. This is really a transition. We were the last couple of weeks focusing on mentors, how to find mentors, what you can gain from them, and all of that. Again, we will recap last week immediately after this in about 20 minutes for those that want to stay on. But let's jump into the operational effectiveness. So let me share my screen on this.
Really good stuff. And we'll answer any questions that were in the chat from before. We just couldn't see the chat going when we had the PowerPoint up there.
Massive thoughts must be followed by massive actions. Grant Cardone could not have said it any better than that. We just spent the last 6 weeks centered around the theme of the belief lid and focusing your time, energy, and effort on establishing and raising your belief in everything you thought possible. Now it's time to 10x those thoughts and put massive action behind them. Welcome to the Operational Effectiveness Series. In this series, we'll walk you through philosophies and tactics within the operational effectiveness lid that will further stretch your thinking, challenge your processes, and invite you to structure a new approach to creating massive action. Operational effectiveness can be measured by comparing your behaviors to the top mentors in the field, noting their most impactful contributions in your desired area of expertise, and creating a duplicable process from those best practices. When your overall impact increases, this will elevate your operational effectiveness lid. Have you ever heard the saying, work smarter, not harder? There is a lot of value in this simple statement because it's emphasizing the concept of your effectiveness and overall impact. If you're working harder, you're most likely pursuing the wrong goals and are inefficient, which means you're probably not producing enough, you're not utilizing the proper resources, and what you are producing is essentially costing a company more money than it's worth. Conversely, if you're working smarter, you're more likely to be highly effective. This means you're pursuing the right goals with the right efficiency. You're making good use of technological solutions. You're not wasting valuable time, and you're contributing to the alignment and collaboration of your teammates. It's in the pursuit of working smarter, which means being highly effective as an employee, that ultimately allows a business to succeed or to fail. This is why understanding your operational effectiveness lid is critical. It's knowing how to contribute to the business goals through the granular details that drive the highest value, and constantly finding new ways to innovate, work smarter, and raise your overall effectiveness so that others around you can do the same. That is how a 10x employee raises their operational effectiveness lid. Let's talk about how we're going to help you identify and focus on specific concepts that will help you on your journey to raising your operational effectiveness lid. In this series, we're going to be covering the following topics. Number 1, how to be a top performing contributor in the business. Number 2, how to contribute to your business's customer lifecycle. Number 3, looking at self-reflection to set effectiveness goals for yourself. Number 4, aligning yourself with the business owner personas. Number 5, looking at ways to integrate and duplicate yourself in the business. Number 6, understanding the power of intentional ways of thinking. And number 7, assessing your current impact in the business, as well as how to increase it. Lean into this process. We want to challenge you to break down your current operating methods, taking a hard look at where there are potential inefficiencies, and maybe even a few blind spots, and work diligently to revise, refocus, and implement new strategies for increasing your operational effectiveness lid. If you truly want to become a 10x employee, you need to be in constant development mode. Nothing should ever be good enough, and the practice of refinement and development should be at the forefront of your pursuit of excellence. We've got your back. Let's redefine what success looks like for you as a 10x employee.
All right. So when I first saw this one and watched that video, I was like, oh my gosh, that is a lot of stuff that they're covering. But that's just what all of the different topics are going to be over the next several weeks as far as operational effectiveness. So that's just kind of setting the framework of what we're going over. And if you remember back to the beginning, when we were going through the different belief lids, one of them was the operational effectiveness. So if you have those notes throughout this week, I would go back to where you had scored yourself originally on that operational effectiveness lid to see how over the next couple of weeks we can increase that and get you a little bit higher on those scoring.
Beautiful.
Anything to add there?
Nope.
All right.
Got another good one.
Yep. Let's jump into the next one real quick. And I will try to
Click, click,
maximize the screen too. There we go.
Perfect.
Let's kick off this topic with some words of wisdom from Grant Cardone. Let the rest do whatever, while you do whatever it takes. 10x employees do whatever it takes. This is exactly how they become top performers in everything they do. Top performers are by far one of the greatest assets to a company. They seek and drive excellence. They are never satisfied with the status quo, and they highly value what they do. They go above and beyond what's asked of them and consistently drive to innovate and improve. Other characteristics include being team players, having a growth-oriented mindset, demonstrating a positive attitude, understanding the big picture, and being focused and disciplined. It could be argued that many employees embody and demonstrate similar attributes. So how do top performers, better known as 10x employees, truly rise above the rest? By being crystal clear about their impact in the following areas. First, how do I maximize my impact as the highest contributor in my role? Second, how do I duplicate my role and empower others around me to contribute in a similar way? Let's start with the first question. How do you maximize your impact as the highest contributor in your role? Maximizing your impact as a high contributor means you have to identify and demonstrate that you perform at the most efficient and effective levels for your particular role. But what's the difference between efficiency and effectiveness? And how do you know if you're doing both? These words are commonly misused and misinterpreted, not just in the lexicon of business speak, but also in daily use. For all intents and purposes, let's begin by generally defining both terms. Effectiveness is defined as adequate to accomplish a purpose, producing the intended or expected result. Efficiency is defined as performing or functioning in the best possible manner with the least waste of time and effort. The difference between effectiveness and efficiency can be summed up by this. Being effective is about doing the right things, while being efficient is about doing things right. Another way to determine if you're being effective and efficient is by breaking the concept into a grid. The y-axis represents doing the right things, also known as effectiveness. The bottom of the axis is ineffectiveness, and the top represents effectiveness. The x-axis represents doing things right, also known as efficiency. The bottom left is inefficient, and the bottom right is efficient. If you perform in the bottom left quadrant, you're inefficient and ineffective. This means you're pursuing the wrong goals, you're not producing enough, and you're an expensive cost to the company. The upper left quadrant is inefficient, yet it's effective. This means that you're pursuing the right goals, but you're still inefficient. Therefore, the cost for the company is still high. The lower right corner is ineffective, but it's efficient. This means you're pursuing the wrong goals, and although you're efficient and not costing the company as much as being inefficient, you're still not producing enough. This leads us to the upper right quadrant, the holy grail of contribution. Efficient and effective. You're pursuing the right goals and you're highly efficient, which results in a high return on investment for the company. As a 10x employee, you want to be pursuing the right goals, being efficient, while creating alignment and collaboration with your teammates. This leads us to the second question you should be asking yourself. How do I duplicate my role and empower others around me to contribute in a similar way? If you've mastered your role and you're demonstrating effectiveness and efficiency, then the natural progression of duplicating yourself should be a no-brainer. This is the ultimate contribution to a business. There are a number of ways to duplicate yourself, and we're going to highlight two key areas: process documentation and mentoring. Process documentation is essential to ensuring that a best practice is followed by all. Many top performers find themselves in a difficult position of not being able to duplicate themselves, simply because they lack the discipline to document their successful process. If a top-performing individual can't accomplish this task, then they unfortunately become more of a liability than an asset to the business, because they've limited the potential of their role being fulfilled in the event that they're no longer in that position. It essentially handcuffs the company as well as their team. Furthermore, if a top performer has the mindset that only they can do their role and accomplish the goals for that position, they're demonstrating high insecurity and a serious lack of team contribution. This is an extremely dangerous type of employee for a business and definitely not one that could truly be 10x. Extremely valuable employees are confident in their abilities and understand that being able to duplicate their success means they're crafting room for their individual growth, creating room for others to grow, and ultimately contributing to the overall growth of the company. To summarize, if you truly want to be a top performing contributor, you need to get absolutely clear on these two questions. How do I maximize my impact as the highest contributor in my role? And how do I duplicate my role and empower others around me to contribute in a similar way? By the end of this course, you should have the answer to both of those questions and be well on your way to becoming a top performing contributor, better known as a 10x employee.
Like Grant Cardone says, let the rest do whatever, while you do whatever it takes. 10x employees do whatever it takes, and this is exactly how they become top performers in everything they do. How do top performers, better known as 10x employees, truly rise above the rest? By being crystal clear about their impact in the following areas. How do I maximize my impact as the highest contributor in my role? And how do I duplicate my role and empower others around me to contribute in a similar way? In this activity, you'll determine your impact in those areas. You'll start by defining your abilities through a series of questions to identify your areas of opportunity. Then, you'll reflect and write down your top 3 takeaways and how you plan to tackle your areas of opportunity going forward.
All right.
So before you get going, I just want to congratulate everybody for being here tonight and showing up, because that is what we do, right? Carrie Dickey always taught us from the very beginning, you got to show up to go up. And they talked about the 10X employee and owners and whatnot is doing whatever it diggity darn takes, right?
Yes.
So I just want to say that. And I also want to welcome and celebrate everybody here that is newer to the Life Vantage family. We are just so excited that you're here, and we are just doing this together as a family. And this is growth, right? Sean always said, oh my goodness gracious, I never knew that how much growth personally I would have in this business, and what a complete blessing that is. And many times you guys have heard me say in this journey, when you get stuck on something or you're doing, something, just dance with it and flow with it and start thinking about it and just start writing and brain dumping. Put on a little bit of music and have fun with it, and don't stop yourself for anything.
Yeah, and for sure, there was a lot of stuff that they unpacked in that 10 minutes of videos there. So definitely, if you need to rewatch it, you can rewatch it. The transcripts, like Tanya said, are already posted actually. So you can read through those as well too. But I just find it so fascinating that they have such an emphasis on duplication, because that's probably the number one thing that we talk about over and over and over in this business, is we really want to create duplication and duplication of good behavior. So, I would say the first question that I would ask, and answer this honestly to yourself, is, are you doing the actions and the behavior that you truly want duplicated in your business? Because if you aren't answering that yes, you need to refine and change what you're doing to lead by example with the proper behavior. So the duplication aspect, I think, is super important. And looking at the efficiency and the effectiveness and those quadrants that they have there, where you can be ineffective but efficient, you can be effective but inefficient, you can lack both and be ineffective and inefficient, and then at times you can truly be effective and efficient. And that's where we want to strive to get everybody to. And that's a lot of the tools and the resources that we provide to everybody, is to get you into that upper right quadrant, where you're not only efficient but you're effective as well too. And how I kind of took that into what we do in network marketing is, the effectiveness is really the results, right? We give the right actions over the right period of time, we're going to achieve some kind of effectiveness. That's the end result, right? And then I would say that the efficiency portion of it is the timing to generate the results, right? So you could share information with somebody and you could brain dump on them for a 6-month period of time and eventually get them as a customer. And that was effective, but really, is that efficient? Right? You cannot qualify a 6-month sales process as efficient in relation to get somebody on board, but you still brought them on board. So it's really getting somebody where they can go through that. And as we were teaching at LBA a couple weeks ago, is think of all of this like a 3-legged stool. So we've got the ITT process, which is your way to be efficient and get people in and generate effectiveness. But if you're not doing one of those steps of inviting or sharing tools or bringing them to the team, that's going to be a challenge, and you're not going to have the same efficiency as somebody that is utilizing those tools.
Yeah, so good. No, those are the things that I was writing down too. The ITT, right? Invite tool team, invite tool team. And even when we were on our field advisory board meeting today, I mean, we've always kept, this came up as well. Expose, we've always done this, expose, promote, and build community, invite tool team. So we're exposing the ABC investigative report or one of the tools that are in there, or promoting to the next event as well, right? What is the next event? It's LifeVantage Academy, it's convention, it's the next Tuesday night call, it's the Thursday night call. So understanding those things. And when you have a team or even when you have a brand new, prospect or somebody that you're talking to, if they ask you, well, when can I watch the next live event or something, you want to know right off the top of your head, oh, I'm so excited. Tonight we have Amy Holmwood. Did you know that she was the #1 woman insurance agent in, I believe it was the world, if not the United States. And then you can edify them. Or this Saturday we have a training, you should come with me. We've got Brandon Cunningham. He was this. So it's really fun. But if you can always, like you said, just be those things. And it's always interesting with this profession, because you always say, it's the easiest, it's the most simplistic, it's the most simplistic, but it's not the easiest because we're always in our head. And so sometimes it can feel too like, so this is what we just need to keep doing, is this and this and this and this. And
that's exactly why we have the other tools like the launch guide. There should not be any question in anybody's business, what do we do with the new person? We're taking a new person through the launch guide. That's the process. And when we get back to the point where LifeVantage is simple, and qualifying as simple would be everybody knows it, everybody does it, and it works. And so those are the processes that we want to get into practice that are duplicating across the platform for everybody to reach that efficiency and effectiveness status, I guess.
Yeah. And again, you guys, be gentle with yourself on this, but be focused on it.
Right.
As you're doing certain things throughout the day, have in your head, I mean, it's a trained thing. Like I was saying to Sean today and to somebody else, I'm like, ooh, today's the day I need Tony Robbins in my face. Like I just said, I need him to be like, go, go, go and do this, because I was just kind of having a day with different things in my head, but I know, and I've been taught how to switch things and be aware of those moments. And so this is the same thing. If we are doing something, or if we're sharing with somebody, if we're just in our head being like, okay, am I following the system? Am I scrolling through Facebook and not actually being effective with my time and efficient with my time? So we can catch ourselves. So I'm daily working on this, you guys. We all are. So as you're doing this, just become aware of, ooh, this is what I'm working towards.
Yeah. And again, at the end of the day, what we want to do is you to be cognizant of these areas so that you can increase that operational lid. That's the whole point of this. And I see, Marisa, about 5 minutes ago, she typed in guilty when we were talking about, sometimes the efficiency of it. She's very, very, very effective. She's been for the last 8-9 years, super effective. And I think what she's referring to is at times she could be more efficient. Now, that doesn't mean that everything then is going to disappear into a one-day sales process. That isn't how this works. We have to follow up. We have to do our due diligence. We have to keep dripping on people and let them allow to be where they are at the chapter that they're in currently.
Totally.
But at the same time, when we can be more efficient, we want to strive to be more efficient by utilizing the tools that we have in place. And then on the effectiveness side, if somebody's going through and they say, well, I shared this with 50 people and I got no results. Well, the effectiveness there, that means that something in the process isn't being done right, or the skills that you're doing it with aren't sharpened to the point where you're generating results. And so that's where you might need extra training or coaching with somebody in your upline or your sponsor or whoever it is, to sharpen those skills, because you're doing things properly, but you're not generating the results and having the effectiveness that you normally should. So those are just a few things that over the course of time, as you're digesting this information, keep at the forefront of your mind so that you can move that needle once again on the operational effectiveness. And I saw several people in there that said that that was their lowest score on the different lids.
Yeah, and keep asking questions, because we can actually see now that we don't have the PowerPoint up there, so we can see the comments, you guys, on questions that you have or comments of any of this. And through this, as you're going through, ITT, which is invite tool team, or any of this information, one thing that I really want to stress and remind you guys is we are all in this together. And please, if something feels like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or oh, that feels really weird, or did I share this right? Do you think I should share it, write it this way? You can send texts or messages to any of us prior to you sending it out to somebody. What do you think about this? This is one thing that was so hard for me in the very beginning, was I felt like I had to try to figure everything out before I bothered any of the team or the upline or anything of that sort. And here is the thing. I remember at our first ever convention, Marcel Niederhauser was on stage, and he's like, one thing that is so beautiful about LifeVantage is LifeVantage doesn't pay people just to come into the company and then suddenly they're a Master Pro 10. Literally every single person that is in LifeVantage, that is a Pro 1 through a Pro 10, all the Pro 10 started where each of us started.
Yep.
They started at Pro 0, we called it, and we worked our way to Pro 1. We worked our way to Pro 2. As you guys have heard me say, my chest was red before I was doing meetings many times. I had notes in my hands. I did 3-way calls that I was so nervous for. And, it's the journey of all of it. But finally, our business changed when I decided to let my guard down. Like, I don't have to figure this out. Help me, do these 3-way calls, do these 3-way chats, guide me to different resources that I might not know of. Just know that network marketing is different and we do these things together. So as you're going through this, just grow. And when we are vulnerable with each other and ask for that help, it's just a beautiful journey. And that's what makes us so strong, in regards to the family unit as well.
For sure. And I see Tanya in there. She put that the app now helps measure that effectiveness.
Yes,
and I would
so
say
much
it also helps people stay on track for the efficiency as well too, where it's helping remind you where somebody is in the process and allowing you to bring somebody through the ITT process utilizing the app. So it's a great tool that we didn't have 10 years ago that I'm super glad that's here. But let's transition. Let's answer the few questions from the very beginning, and then let's transition over to wrapping up the mentor side, the homework that you guys worked on. But there were a couple questions about global. Patricia, yes, anybody in Canada that bought a global ticket that wants to switch it to a virtual, we can definitely help you with that. That is not a problem at all. Rochelle, she's asking that there's no need for new people to come before Friday, right? And I would suggest that you arrive Thursday night
night.
because it starts at 9 a.m. on Friday.
Yes.
And you'll want to actually be over at the convention center prior to 9 a.m.
Yes.
To get in and situated for it to kick off at 9. So I would arrive at the latest Thursday night, unless you're driving up and you can make it prior to 9 a.m.
Totally.
or like 8:30 a.m. actually. So Thursday Global is Pro 6 and above. So yes, Thursday is the Pro 6 on up meetings, and then the Elite reception is Thursday night.
Yes, and again, I would definitely get there on Thursday, and people will be after that Elite. There's usually people out and about, and again, with all the COVID stuff, we want to make sure that we are respecting everybody, but
and then I think we covered
I
the
think we
rest
got
of
the
it.
rest
So I
of
think
it
we're
too.
good. So you guys, the last week of the mentor was really just wrapping a bow on everything that we had talked about on the mentors. So I think at this point, if we can just open it up to you guys, maybe where you could tell us a specific mentor, maybe that you've been following for a while, or even if it's somebody new that through this process, really just a brief synopsis of, what have you taken from the work that you're listening to them. But I think bigger than that is, how are you applying it into your life?
Yeah.
And how has it had an impact in building your network marketing business with LifeVantage?
And
So,
right before we go into that, just FYI, I know Tanya put it there and you mentioned it real quick. Right
Yep.
before the call, you guys, I did put up the activity for this week, the worksheet, so you can go and print that out. It is in Telegram and also on Facebook. And as a reminder, when you go put that in there, it's in guides and the number 4. So you can go there for week 7. And as Tanya mentioned as well, the transcripts are there, meaning all the words that gorgeous girl shared are there, and you can read it as she's speaking and kind of go through it again. So that is all there, and it will be, the recording of this will be sent out as well. So just want to make sure that as soon as we're off of this call, you can get to work on it. So mentors. I love mentors.
Let's hear it. I know several people on here have some amazing mentors that have impacted their life. So let's hear from a few of you.
Yes.
I'll share.
Yes,
Awesome. Thank you.
Marisa.
Oh my goodness gracious. This was a good exercise because, I think I have all these mentors in my head,
Yeah.
and then putting them down on paper was like, wow, well, I need to think of my spiritual health. I need to think of my mentors that are in my life every day. And then I need to think of, just people that I don't know, but have that same, powerful message of that we can do what we want. So I have several. I do want to share one of my dear mentors is someone in my yoga community, actually, even though most everything else is because of network marketing.
Mhm.
But he is my teacher in India, and he's all about self-realization and pure consciousness and being the masters of our own life, and through love and serving, and everything else he says is self-imposed. And so his thought is so high that I admire it, but do I do all of that? No. I like to think that that's who I am. And but it helps me also, the type of meditation, like he's my meditation teacher, helps me with creating those neural pathways, those different neural pathways, new thoughts, right? Which is kind of folds into Deb Erickson, one of my mentors as well. So, how this has impacted me daily is, I read books on it, I meditate, I really am a part of a group of people that hold each other accountable in our meditation, and how that helps us feel. And so it's really about getting through the limitations. What I'm doing in that realm is really what I do in LifeVantage. And to me, it's just like being in the flow. So it's helped me connect with like-minded people who elevate each other, who know that we are limitless and fearless.
Mhm.
And it helps me get quiet, since I'm a very active person. I need that quiet.
Yes.
I like to think of I know I'm an extrovert, but I do have those introvert qualities that really need to be otherwise I just, I'm all over the place, right? I love this quote from him is, if we don't serve, if we don't connect to love, and if we don't connect to stillness, we won't realize the truth of who we are. And I think that allows me to be able to do what I do in Life Vantage. And, I have a mentor package, which is in one slot. My mentor package is Carrie Williams, Maria Williams, Michelle and Sean, and Carrie Dickey. Because that is a huge umbrella of all mentors. That is my heart and soul mentors, because those people help me believe in myself. I'll start crying. That I can do anything and achieve a limitless life, and to keep going even during the hard times, to plug in, to follow the system when others want to deviate. And it's like Carrie Williams will share, from the Proven Plan training, mentors, and Tiger Woods is telling you how to swing a golf club. Are you going to tell him no? But we have the masters here in this organization that are showing us the way. Are we going to tell them no and deviate from the system?
It's really good.
So you've helped me stay on track where I could go. I think a lot of people go this way and this way and this way because they don't want to do the work that's this way and the system. So you've helped me stay focused on that. And just becoming a servant leader, how that I've applied that into my life is, just even during the hard times, always just being that servant leader, willing to grow, being aware of my limitations, helping others believe in themselves. And what overall impact has that made in my life? Oh my gosh, created absolute joy, and to be an inspiration for others. I mean, I can't even imagine where I would be without Life Vantage in my life and the people of Life Vantage. I have Deb Erickson as a mentor. I have Tony Robbins as a mentor. And Deb is because of just God, she's amazing. I even asked Maria Williams yesterday, I said, who's your mentor? And she even said Deb Erickson. And that woman is so full of love and heart and conviction, and just gets into your soul as well. And the tools she has been able to help me get, and many of my team members, it's just always there. You always feel secure. So trusting the process is the impact that's had for me, is to trust the process and to lead with kindness, which we talked about Michelle Poe today on our team call when we were talking about one of the core values. And one of those is about kindness. And I said, who in the world do you think of when you think about someone who's kind and leading with kindness? And that's Michelle. And that, I'm going to circle back because all of this is under one thing. But I want to say this, Michelle, because, you have taught me so much, because this business you can flip the switch on your emotions pretty quick, and something can get you riled up with somebody because you don't want that person not to be happy, right? Or they're upset about something, or you might get a little defensive. But you've taught me how to go, what would Michelle Poe do? So that has helped me immensely, I think, in becoming a good leader and a better leader. And I don't know if I should keep going or stop and give somebody else the
No,
floor.
I love it. I love it. That was so many
good.
nuggets, and
So many.
yeah, if somebody else wants to jump in here, I know
Thank you,
I
Marisa.
saw Corey and Seth, I think.
One thing I do want to say about Tony Robbins,
Yep.
because I shied away from him for a little while, and I know Michelle and Sean were very much a part of him for a while. And first time I saw him at an event, I think it was the Eric Worre event, I wasn't sure about all that energy. I was needing, sometimes I get overloaded with the energy. But then, just time, everything in its time, nothing before its time. And literally it was my time to be with him so much that I, invested in a year's training with him this year. And And physiology is huge, you guys. So when you're scared, this is what I will say. This makes all the difference in the world. Is jump up and down, and like his conviction, his affirmation. I am the voice. I will, I will lead, not follow. I will create, not destroy. I will believe, not doubt. Like those things. When
Yeah.
you can stand up tall and shoulders over your hips and your feet are hip distance apart and you're grounded into the earth and you're barefoot and you're walking around. I used to do that and not know that that's what I did. I mean, I wasn't saying those exact words, but when I was starting out and I was making my calls, I stood up and I walked around in my backyard like barefoot and I didn't even know what I was doing. I
Mhm.
just did it, and so now, and he calls science to that, and it changes your physiology and your posture, and your people feel it and they can see it, even if you're not seeing them on a Zoom and you're on the phone with them, they can see your smile. And so that is what I've learned, is to have that passion and that conviction through all of these mentors, and just to live healthy.
Yes, I agree. There's times that I'm on the phone with somebody or something's going on. I'm like, okay, go do 30 jumping jacks right now. Just get up, do them, and I do it. I've done it with my daughters, and it's so funny because if you do that, everything just changes. Like you just feel a little bit better, actually a lot of it better. And usually you start kind of laughing during it too, because you start getting in your head like, oh my goodness gracious, and then you can move forward. So physiology is real.
Yep. And I love how you brought up the point
Yes.
that somebody else's mentor might not relate to you.
Right.
They might not speak to you the same way that they do somebody else. And that's the cool thing about being human, is we have the choice and the ability to utilize different aspects from different people to get the things that we need for growth. So you might have somebody that might be a really good spiritual mentor of yours, but you're not looking to them for business or maybe relationship advice or stuff like that. And you have somebody else, and then you might have other people that do hit several targets as well too. So I love that. I love that.
Yes, so good. And make sure you guys are reading the chat. There's a lot of good feedback going on in there. Seth, I know you put your homework in. Is there anything that you would like to say on a mentor?
Yeah, sure. I know a while back, a few weeks ago, I was one of the people that didn't realize a mentor could be somebody that I didn't personally know.
Right.
And so I realized that one of my main mentors, he's not even in network marketing, but I'm realizing that I can apply things that I'm learning from him to network marketing.
Totally.
His name is Steven Ranella. He's known for, outdoors things like hunting and fishing. And that's one of my goals, is to do that for a couple months out of the year. But he's basically a networker. Like, he has a whole network of people, even in other companies that he works with. And I listen to his podcast all the time. He's just got a really good outlook on life and nature, and I really respect that. And I know we were saying earlier, like, network marketing is a personal development. Like, there's so much personal growth. And I've only been doing this for a few months, and I'm still learning network marketing. It's something I've never done before. But yeah, he's been challenging me to just appreciate life more, appreciate nature more. And it oddly is transitioning into network marketing. I'm realizing with, how I'm reaching out to people, and he's really good at communicating with people. Like on his podcast, he always has guests on. Just listening how he interacts with them.
Yes.
It's just been really good. And I never thought that an avid hunter and fisherman who's pretty famous would be one of my mentors for network marketing.
Absolutely. Skills of interviewing, skills of listening, asking questions, relationships, being passionate about, what you're talking about and why you're excited about those things. So that was beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you. So good. Who else? And you guys, thank you for being real, John. He said he's still working on perfecting his mentor list as it currently stands. He doesn't have a mentor. Thank you so much for writing that in there. You guys, as we're here, start writing down the names of the people that you have on your mentor list. And even if you don't know them, that might strike, they can go and look them up afterwards. They might go listen to a podcast or just look at their Facebook or Instagram accounts or YouTube, and that might strike a chord for that individual. So please do that. Who else? Let's hear some more mentors.
Oh, sure. One of the people that I've got on my list this week, again, like Seth, I originally started out not thinking I could have people I don't know. One author that has been really impactful that I didn't, if you know our Megan and I story, I was not involved in this for a very long time, and something that I found very interesting and had read before I was involved in this was Don Miller. And a book that I most recently read.
Hey Corey, it's cutting in and out really, really bad.
And that book I really
Hey Corey, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's cutting out really bad. We might have lost them altogether.
I think he said Don Miller, though. Is that who he said? I think.
Susie's shaking her head.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hopefully he can come back. I always love when Corey shares. Shoot. All right. Who else? Beautiful souls here. Let's hear another mentor. Three I've written down. Rochelle Peterson, Mel Robbins.
Okay.
Good job, keep rock. Girl. Come on, sister.
All right. Woo, woo. Okay, so I had to dig a little deep in this one. I was the same as Seth. I was very much like, well, who I need, am I only choosing people that I'm actually in relationships with, that I see on a regular basis, etc. So I was thrown off a little bit. But once I started digging outside of that circle, then I started to realize how influential some of these people that are in kind of like my niche that I wasn't paying as much attention to before I really focused on the fact that they were my mentors. Then I started to really look into their content and I was like, man, you know, they've been influencing me for a long time and I didn't even know it. Like, so I have a couple people, Ashton Hall and Erica Sikandor. One of them, Ashton Hall, is an extreme fitness fanatic. And he has recently transitioned his business into not just doing fitness, but giving people a mind, body, soul experience. And that is like huge for me. So that correlates with what I'm trying to do with my coaching. So I was like, man, I really need to pay more attention to him and see what he's doing, because he makes a massive impact in the fitness community. And then with Erica, she was, she's also in recovery and she is like full on beast mode. She was an homeless addict and now she's a professional tennis player. She's insane. Like her body and her physical ability is ridiculous. And I try so hard to like level up to her, but I didn't realize that what the content she was putting out is what I'm trying to mimic. And I was like, man, I haven't been paying as much attention. So this really made me like dig a little deeper into what their content is. Yeah. So good. So now I'm benefiting even more by what they're throwing out there. And I'm really like trying to be more of a sponge. And paying more attention. So this really helped me a lot. And I'll be benefiting more from these guys. So I'm really thankful for this activity.
I love it. I love it. And at times, you guys, I think that we have people that have influence in our life, but we don't do the extra action with the people that we're being sponges of. To see how we can take and adapt what we're learning from them into our own lives, and then again into our network marketing business. Like Seth said, one of his mentors isn't even network marketing related, but there's a lot of things that correlate that just are life principles that definitely apply to everything that we do in network marketing. And Johan, I would disagree with you not having any mentors, because I've heard you verbalize over and over and over
I thought the
before
same thing.
of people that
So
are important
good.
in your life that you have really learned from. And it might not be a consistent every day or every week that you're learning from them, but there's definitely people in your life that you have that you've learned from. So that would be one thing that I would ask you guys, is to keep this, don't keep this going. Don't, now that we've transitioned out of
Into
the
another,
mentor stage, to not keep advancing on this. And as you integrate more people in there, see what areas that you need more mentorship in, and keep adding to your portfolio of mentors. And then also I would challenge you guys as well too, to think about who you are mentoring. You know, it might be a child, it might be a spouse, it might be a neighbor, it might be somebody within LifeVantage, it might be somebody on the road to recovery like Kiro is talking about. Like, who are you a mentor towards? And they might not realize that you are a mentor in their life, right? Just like we've had these aha moments for you guys over the last couple of weeks on what mentorship can be. And it doesn't have to be that personal relationship person too. So people are watching.
Yeah.
I promise that.
And if I can just pour a little more like encouragement out as you've written these different mentors out, it is always great to be finding some, but if you can really, like, these first ones are who really grabbed your attention potentially, or maybe you're learning about somebody that will really grab you for a while, pay a lot of attention to them. Stay focused in some of these people that you've written down, and really just be like, why am I so attracted? What are they doing? And keep drilling into all those different things and implement it into your life. As we were talking to Frank, who is with corporate, who is absolutely amazing. Many of you know him. We were talking about a few different things, and I told him about my Tony Robbins thing, and he sent me a gift back, and it was Tony like doing this thing. And I sent him one back, and it was actually Oprah Winfrey getting ready to walk on fire with Tony Robbins yelling in her ear, and then her like owning it and going. And I told Frank, I said, Sean, myself, and my two daughters have literally walked on fire with Tony Robbins. We've walked across that fire. And I said, we are more powerful than what we can believe. If you ask somebody, if you're going to go walk right now, I go across the neighbor's house and say, let's go walk across the coal of fire. Do you think they're going to think we've absolutely lost our mind? But guess what? Thousands and millions probably of people have done it. And I've done it more than once. And so, so you guys think about that. Walking on fire. And it's because of what Marisa was saying earlier, your physiology within your body, your belief of what you're capable of. We are so powerful. So stop the limiting beliefs of what you can do and go out and just live and love and make a difference. And just be committed to these mentors of yours. Like dig and get excited and go do those jumping jacks and get excited even more. Let yourself be free. Don't judge this process. We get into our heads, and we need to get back to little kid stages of just having fun with it. It's so much darn fun. And so Johan, yes, I know you wanted to say something in regards to what Sean said, but I just want to remind you guys, get clear, get focused, and get excited, because they're your mentors and you're leading into that. And guess what? In the future, you're probably going to be meeting these people. And then you're probably going to have a relationship of some sort with them. So keep believing that. And you're going to be pulling people along the way. Like Sean said, you're mentoring people. All of you within here, I've already seen comments of many of you are mentors to many others within here, and you don't even realize it yet. So keep stepping forward. Okay, John, where are you? There you are. And I know we got to get going here in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you. I will say this. When you explained the mentor part and realizing that, well, you don't visit your mentors or see them often, but they do make an impact, two came to mind. And one of them ties in with Grant Cardone's word of being effective and efficient, which is a good friend of mine from New York, Justin Connors. The second one is more so personal awareness and admittance from a psychological standpoint. And I actually spoke with him today after 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he looked at, I honestly went to my college university and I was walking around just to get my transcripts and I saw him and he looked at me and froze. He's like, oh my God, it's you. And we sat down and talked for an hour, got caught up, and everything was amazing. So yep,
Amazing.
there are two.
I love it. I love it. Thank you
Oh,
so much for sharing.
So dang good. I love that. Okay.
Well, this was good. Do
Anything else?
you guys feel that we did a good job wrapping up the mentor and transitioning into operational effectiveness? It will be a mind shift for you to then get into this week of operational effectiveness. But again, we're not judging you against
Never.
anybody else except for what you originally put at the very beginning of this. Our number one goal is for you guys to be able to advance in each one of these areas and raising the different lids in your life. So I'm hoping that throughout this next week, if this is one of the harder areas for you on the operational effectiveness, you'll take the time to really think about efficiency and effectiveness and just turn the dial a little bit.
Yes. I mean, what an opportunity. And wording is so important, you guys, as well, right? This is a challenge. This is difficult. Well, that puts a hard stop to it. Like then your body just energy closes. But you think of like,
Opportunity.
holy cow, this is a huge opportunity for me to grow and figure this amazing workout. Like get excited, change the wording for you, and your heart and your body and your mind and all of it will just open up, I promise. One thing that I want to say as well, you guys, if you haven't seen it, Life Vantage, as all of you know, is an unbelievable company. Every single dollar, I don't know if you know this or don't know this, but we have a legacy program within Life Vantage. If you want to donate to it, it goes to many different causes. And this month, all of the money this month that is donated to the legacy fund, which if you go into your back office, there's a red little line at the top and it talks about it and you can click there and go in there. If you donate $1, the company is going to match it 100%. If you donate $50, the company's going to match it 100%. If you donate $100, the company's going to match it 100%. We already know of somebody that donated $10,000, the company is going to match it 100% for all of those people within the Life Vantage family, which there's a lot that have been impacted by the hurricanes in Louisiana. A lot, you guys. Just imagine if some event happened in your community and the company came to give you generators, to give you water, to help put a roof on, up, to put rooms. I mean, some of these people, a lot of our friends in the Life Vantage family are from Houma, Louisiana. Houma, Louisiana has 7 elite Jeeps in it, elite distributors in that small town. And many of them have been complete, their whole town, the hospitals, schools, businesses, homes have been wiped out, you guys. And they are strong and they are amazing. The Life Vantage is stepping up in huge ways. One way to promote the company, I put it into my stories. You guys can go find my stories. If you're in the 5 for 500 messenger group, if you're not in there and you want to be in there to just see how we all just kind of talk in there and help each other out and put stories, ideas in there. I put their stories in there and I promote to the world. Our company is a company that gives back and helps people. They don't need to be thinking of, oh my gosh, I have to get my insurance. Can you imagine a natural disaster and having to deal with insurance and all those things at that point? So I just wanted to let you know that the company is giving back in huge ways to those people, letting them to be able to take care of the things that are most important themselves, their families, and helping other community members when they don't have to worry about different things. But if you would like to donate $1, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever you want, the company will match it 100%. And be proud of that. Our company gives back in huge ways. And as you're sharing this opportunity and this company with people, you guys, make sure to share that vision, because for some people, that's what will grab their soul. More than the products that we know, more than the business. And don't forget this month, you guys, that it is triple points. Hi, Marisa. It is triple points. And I don't want anybody to be like, shoot, why didn't I take advantage of that? Reach out. Let's do some more messenger, chats. Let's do some more text chats. Let's do some more calls. Let's do some more Zooms. Reach out to the team. Reach out in these messenger chats in our 5 for 500. Create fun within yourselves too. Owning your business. And you guys, this trip you're not going to want to miss. We do know where it is.
Cleveland
Cleveland is what Susie thinks. or thought, no, I'm just kidding. And I can't stress it enough that you do want to be there. I definitely have FOMO, but keep these sheets, hopefully you guys are printing them out and keep, what are you laughing at?
Corey's hoping it's Detroit.
Oh, but you guys, we want to be there together.
Yes.
We want to create, it is a legacy that you are creating, and it is in whatever way that you want it to be for you and your family. So
All right, you guys have an amazing, amazing night. Go out and change the world. We appreciate you guys.
One step at a time. Look at that heart. Angel Mia. Okay. Love you all so
See you
much.
guys.
Peace and love. We are here for you. Let's have an incredible month. Love you. Kissy, kissy.